Hi, this is BK Black Krishna from manfulwars.com here on Saturday, February 23rd, 2019 at 3:53 p.m. in downtown Toronto, Canada. And there's a little bit of confirmation of that. Sorry, 3:54 p.m. And at manfulwars.com, I'm promoting polite patriotism to help nice, polite Canadian and other ladies and gentlemen look, walk, talk, feel, and do great. Teach children how to communicate well offline about all the great content they hear online, hours of YouTube videos and podcasts and so on, and be proud, happy nationalists against globalism. That's people controlling where they live with their fellow men and women and their politicians and their system, versus ceding more national control to globalist institutions run by super rich people, like the United Nations, International Criminal Court, world government stuff, right? International trade deals that take power away from Canadians to control their country and their future, and give it to super rich people to use international institutions to manage countries as part of a global governance framework. So support the Man for Wars efforts as you like. Success breeds more, and we'll see more of that than less. And there's a reason that's happening, and that brings me to the title of this video, which is, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense? Can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense? Right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, over the last few years, with social constipation, trouble talking, political correctness, identity politics, and so on, and gender neutralization, trouble act like men and women, always worry about what you do, then always worry about what you say, or you mess with me with how you act, and you might be messing with me with what you say, so don't feel like looking at, talking to, listening to each other, and so on. People get more zombie-like. And then, like poor, sketchy, crazy homeless people, who get worked up and force you to see them look ugly until you don't like them, and then go bother strangers when they can't get along, with people normally. They like being ignored, because it's better to be ignored than for someone not to like you or bother you, right? So, for example, in Toronto, Canada, you might go to a Tim Hortons coffee shop, and you might see some poor, lonely, sketchy, crazy old man sitting there getting warm in the winter or whatever, and polite Canadians walk into the Tim Hortons, and the lonely, sketchy, crazy homeless person's there, and they go, hey, first you see me scratch my head, hey, wipe my nose, they shove stuff in my mouth, yeah, I had trouble talking, everyone in me was uncomfortable, is anybody, and then polite Canadians just politely ignore them, and buy their coffee, and then get on with their day, and the polite Canadians are happy, and the rude, sketchy homeless person is happy, because it's better than seeing them look ugly and not liking them or bothering them. That's the best you can do. If you always make people feel bad and uncomfortable and not like you or not trust you and not respect you and know what you look like and have that memory of you and like right, then you'd rather be ignored, right? If those are your only options, right? So at a Tim Hortons coffee shop, you could have a guy, a poor, lonely, sketchy, crazy homeless person, can't get along with other homeless people, always makes them uncomfortable, so they can't be near each other comfortably or mind their business or look at or talk to each other or listen to each other comfortably, right? Then they like being ignored. That's why they'll buy a coffee at a Tim Hortons. They'll sit there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and as long as they're not too aggressive, as long as they don't get worked up and come too close to people or threaten them or touch them or bump into them or whatever, then nobody cares. Nobody cares. The poor, sketchy homeless person, they're happy. They're still a Canadian. They're not that awful to be near. They don't make people feel that bad, right? And the polite Canadians are happy. You feel a little sorry for them, but it's okay. Hopefully they can calm down and get along with people and have no time interest in bothering strangers or being bothered, right? And so everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, right? So on that, due to sort of the globalist influence, super rich people trying to control countries, there's a lot of lies and BS and confusion and stress and whatever out there. And one of the keys that they're doing is making it hard to act like men and women if you're 98% of people who are straight, and if you're the 2% of people who are LGBT or whatever. So it's hard to act like confident masculine strength meets confirms the saying, oh my God, I'm good at it. You know, the girl switches, I'm good at it. You know, whatever, I'm good at it. Cool, don't worry about it. I make sure I'm cool, other people are cool. Or a woman, same thing, I'm a one lady, I'm good at it. You know, make sure I'm cool, other people are cool. Confident masculine strength meets confirms the saying. Safe space for confident feminine, child vulnerability. People can share something that's on their mind when it comes to their body language, their vibe. You can read that comfortably. When it comes to being attractive, or when it comes to something they have to say, because they can respect each other and talk to and listen to each other, right? So with that under attack over the last few years, you're getting more of the rude, sketchy zombie Canadian and others worldwide as part of this process, who gets worked up, force people to see him look ugly and sketchy, force you to see it, and then makes it hard to do anything else. So a lot of them, you know, have trouble getting along with each other, and then they walk around bothering strangers like zombies trying to make more. So anybody out there, you know, it's kind of like the zombie movies. Zombies want brains! Then zombies attack, and then zombies make another zombie. Well, they're not necessarily happy once you're another zombie. They're happier trying to turn people into zombies than actually making you into a zombie and then dealing with you being a zombie, right? If you look at the Walking Dead TV show, for example, among other zombie movies, a bunch of zombie movies, right? You'll see a lot of the zombies in the Walking Dead TV show just kind of shambling around. And then when they see a human, they start running. By human, I mean anybody acting like a human. Anybody that's minding their business and not bothering people like a zombie. That's human behavior, not zombie behavior. Anybody that is nice to people, not getting worked up, making people uncomfortable. That's human behavior, not zombie behavior, right? Anybody that can look attractive or see somebody else look attractive, that's relaxing and being nice and sharing something attractive, not getting worked up and force people to put up with you looking ugly, right? That's human behavior, not zombie behavior. Or anybody that can speak intelligently, right? If you can speak using the Queen's English and you can put words together and form sentences, and those sentences can form thoughts and paragraphs and so on, that's human behavior, not zombie, right? If a zombie sees that, you talk using words, I talk, right, force people to see me look ugly and sketchy and make sure no one can talk. They'll attack, and as soon as they hear the human, as soon as they see a human being cool, nice, whatever, friendly, attractive, whatever, or talking, you know, they get more excited to bother. Force turn into a zombie, then you're like, oh, okay, fine, yeah, I'll do it too, I'll do it too. You know, I'll do it to you, you do it to me. And then they don't talk to each other, don't like each other. Then really just walk around trying to make more zombies. Right? So, obviously I think less is better than more. Nice, polite Canadians can teach kids to respect each other, look, walk, talk, and feel great, communicate well, as it's been getting worse. However, you know, as this video is called, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense? Right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, if you look at the you know, this is why I like being ignored too, because I'd rather try and make a zombie than actually make a zombie. Right? It's the thrill is in the hunt. The thrill is in the hunting for people to bother, who are worth bothering. Right? If you're always a mess, nobody near you can be comfortable, you know, everyone near you is uncomfortable, whatever, then you're not worth paying any attention to. Right? Because you're always a mess. What's the point? You know, so why? And you're not worth getting any attention from. Right? You want to have like a hot girl be like, wow, look at that sketchy mess over there. You just walk slow, look cool, try and feel hot, see if I can charm that bad boy. Right? And that doesn't happen, right? Or guys, oh, this is a good guy, straight up, hey, how's it going? No, doesn't do that. Right? Can't do that. Right? Because the zombie mentality, right? And then when people don't get along with each other, like zombies can't talk to each other, like in The Walking Dead, you have a bunch of zombies, all they do is walk around looking for more zombies, or looking for more people to turn to zombies, right? And the thrill is in the hunt. The thrill is in the chase. Yet they also love being ignored by polite Canadians, right? Just like rude, sketchy, mentally ill people, or when it comes to men brainwashed to being so bad at being men, they're bad at being women. They're turned to rude, lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly girls, and they make other girls act like that. So they're not jealous. They make guys put up with it so that, you know, don't hate each other or whatever. The kids have to do it, whatever, right? Then lying bitches beg to be broken, also like it, because they'd rather be ignored by a polite, busy man than stuck with a lying, bitchy man, right? It doesn't really matter which one. right? Girl, guy, kid, they prefer that, right? So with that combination of brainwashing, excuse me, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense, right? And by that, I mean, if you look at the Walking Dead TV show, you'll often have the humans trying to survive in the zombie apocalypse world, and they put up these chain link fences, and the zombies have fun smashing against the fence. They don't do anything else, right? It's not like hey, how's guys going over there? No, put down the fence. Let's play Connect 4. They don't do that. Right? They just smash against the fence and try and attack those humans to try and turn them into zombies. Right? They don't just simply stop and relax, get along, and hey, how's it going? Hey, good, hey? They don't do that. Right? So because they don't do that, they put up a fence there, right? And the zombies like smashing against that fence because that's what they do, right? They run into the fence, they smash against it, and they keep trying to attack those humans, people acting like humans, nice to each other and stuff, and trying to make another zombie, right? But the thrill is in the hunt, the thrill is in the attack, right? So, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with a fence is, what if? Because again, I'm fine with everybody, right? I don't mind. If people won't stop, then you have to make accommodations for them. But you can't let them screw everybody else up, right? Just like, poor, sketchy homeless person, poor, rude, sketchy, crazy, mentally ill homeless person at Tim Hortons coffee shop. They're not that bad. You just politely ignore them, and they like it. They're happy with that, and you're happy ignoring them, feeling better, and minding your business. Then everybody's happy. Right? And if zombies are happy just attacking people, trying to force people to see them look ugly and make another zombie, but they like being ignored too, they get off on that. When they know they're going to be ignored, they get super excited, right? If they think that you're going to see them look ugly and not like them, or you're going to bother them in some way, then they're not happy, right? So, obviously, as nice, polite, world famous, nice, polite Canadians, anybody comes here, they meet one. We go anywhere, they typically meet one, right? You hope less is better than more. Nice, polite Canadians teach kids, look, walk, talk, feel great, no issues, right? But for the people that don't want to do that, the people that want to keep zombie, the people that want to be like, no, screw this, screw you, I have no self-respect anymore, I'm just happy to run, and, it's hard to be near me, because if you're near me, I'm going to force you to see me look ugly. So, because I know it's hard to be near me, because I'll force you to see me look ugly, I run near people and force them to see me look ugly. Right? So when people are doing that and acting like that, you have to sort of make accommodations. You have to say, well, look, Toronto, Canada, diversity is our strength. There's nice, polite Canadians, get along, raise confident children too. There's rude, sketchy, zombie Canadians, get worked up, force you to see them look ugly, make everyone quiet and uncomfortable, make more zombies who can only do that, because if anybody tries to act like a human, they'll just attack you more. You're more worth bothering until you're a zombie, and then you're not worth anything, paying attention to. So they've got to run around and find other humans to try and turn into zombies, right? You just got to make sure people can get along where you live, right? So can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with a fence, right? What I mean is, here in Toronto, Canada, on Saturday, February 23rd, 2019 at 4:07 p.m., right? It's a great country, top 10 country in the world, Canada. Toronto, great city, top 10 city in the world, right? And if you have a nice place with nice people, then you're cool, you're good. If not, then you can go to hell, right? So, but when it comes to that, how can you make sure they're both happy, right? Nice, polite Canadians, respect each other, get along, agree not to get worked up. As soon as somebody gets worked up, it's over. People talking while they're touching their face, it indicates lying, being uncomfortable, make you uncomfortable or whatever, right? So as soon as somebody starts, it's over, right? Like I've been in parties, as soon as somebody starts at the table, it's, I'll go talk to that guy over there. I know he's going to be dead in 5 minutes at this table of people. As soon as somebody starts and nobody stops them or looks away and they stop out of embarrassment, it's dead, right? So go talk to some other guy. We respect each other. Nobody worked up. But we have a great time. We're getting along. And then some other guy sees us and is like, wait a minute, you guys are not really? He comes over, and then the table of people, 6, 7, 8 people that started acting rude and sketchy or allowing people to act rude and sketchy there, they make each other quiet and uncomfortable, and they come over and they screw up our conversation. They go, hey, how's it going, guys? First you look ugly. I saw you guys be nice to each other, talking and stuff. And they go, shit, so now our conversation's over. right? So you got to keep going from person to person, or pocket of people to pocket of people at a party to kind of escape that, because you know what's going to happen, right? It's inevitable, right? You don't respect people, they don't respect you. Why talk to you, listen to each other, whatever, just go find people to bother, right? So, again, this video is called Can Polite Canadians and Zombie Canadians Get Along with Offense, right? So back to the Walking Dead TV show and what's going on, and comparing that to here, right? In the winter, it's not that bad because there's not as many people going out, right? Not as many people going out, not as people dressing up, showing off, trying to force people to look at them. It's not as many people out and about, right? But in the summer, it's way worse, right? In the winter, if you're like outside and you're like, hey, it's not too cold out, it's nice. Wow, I'm really enjoying this ice cream cone, right? Then zombies, you, of course you see me look ugly, you, whatever. Right? But in the winter, it might be 100 zombies around. In the summer, it might be 1,000 zombies around. Right? So often, polite Canadians have to disguise themselves as zombies to kind of go along with it. Right? This person is really into getting worked up and bothering people. You aren't, but if they're near you, then you have to sort of be a little sketchy. I got a friend of mine, hang out at Starbucks or whatever, and I'm just politely ignoring everything, with, napkin or my phone, cutting off my view of sketchy people nearby, bothering people, getting along and being nice to each other. And my buddy, he's not into it at all, but you got to go along to get along, so he does just enough to get by, right? So while he and I are talking, and I'm like avoiding somebody like this, he's just, ear flick, hat tip, nose pick, ear flick, hat tip, nose pick, He's just in a rhythm with sketchy people nearby. Sure. There you go. Oh, sure. No, sketchy back, right? And the zombie's like, oh, okay, found another zombie, and it's whatever, right? They're really aiming for me more, right? But if you act like that, then nobody knows they can relax and get along with you. So that's the problem with that, right? I mean, I typically ignore, forget about it, my business. And then other people around, if they're not super serious about it, they're like, really? Screw this then. Let's be nice to each other. Friendly, at least not bother each other, professional, business-like, or friendly, flirty, joke around, it's no big deal. As long as nobody starts worked up, first thing you look ugly, I say, I like it, here, put up with this, and then it's over. Right? People touching their face, scratching their hair, or whatever. So my point is, how can both groups of Canadians get along? Right? The ones that are super serious about zombieing, and the other Canadians that aren't serious about it, just, what are you supposed to do? Person's like, I'm a mess, worked up sketchy. And they're like, sure, here you go, here's a little mess back. Me too, don't worry about it, it's fine. Not adults, make sure they're not a mess, other people are not a mess, make sure they're cool, other people can be cool. But the opposite. Right? So, what do I picture is, it's currently February 2019 in Toronto, so it's a little cold. The only thing that sucks about this place, besides the zombie stuff, is the cold weather. Right? But otherwise, it's great. Right? If people act like zombies, bothering each other, that's not good. Otherwise, it's great. It's a great place. Right? So, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense is, imagine a beautiful June or July summer day in Toronto, Canada, right? You've got one of our many patios in the city, many patios, great places to grab a drink, grab some food, hang out with some people you haven't seen in a while. Typical Torontonians, not if you're not into zombieing all the time, they don't have time to bother people or be bothered, right? If you're just a normal Torontonian, you're a polite, busy Canadian, especially in a city. So, people are so busy in Toronto. So busy. Yeah, you got to go to work, you got to go shopping, you got to hang out with these people or those people, or go here or go there. It's a big city, 5 million people, Greater Toronto area. You might have relatives or friends in Scarborough on the east end, Mississauga on the west end, Markham on the north end. Right? You got to travel to these places, half an hour, 2 hours. And then when you see people who you don't see very often, you want to connect really well. I just had a great 2-hour conversation with a very good friend of mine yesterday on the phone. And even at the end of that 2 hours where he had to go take a leak and we had to go somewhere else to do, and I'm cool, I had to go somewhere, but I was a little bit like, we could keep going because we get along so well. We communicate well. So when we have a chance to see each other, we really want to communicate with each other well. And then we don't have a chance to see each other. He's got issues, responsibilities, things to do. I've got some stuff to do or whatever. We really want to get along with each other and get along well, right? So how do polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along? Right? When zombie Canadians just want to take anybody who's nice and polite and has self-respect, and they want to attack you, force you to see them look ugly if you don't like them, or better yet, be ignored, because at least you don't like them and you didn't bother them. You know, or at least you don't hate them and you didn't bother them. Right? Otherwise you don't like them, you might force them to see that you bother them, they're not happy. Right? But if they can do that, then they're happy. Right? So, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense? What I picture is this, right, as an option. Weird people in Toronto, polite, busy Torontonians, don't see family or friends often enough, really want to connect well, catch up, get along, not make each other too uncomfortable to do that, and then, because they don't get along with each other, just walk around trying to bother other people. Right? Who else don't have time for that? People even homeless people don't have time for that. Unless they're mentally ill, they make other homeless people uncomfortable, and they walk up Queen Street West and they bother strangers. Otherwise, they hang out with other homeless people. They get along, drink beer, smoke cigarettes, shoot the shit. Right? So, what I'm picturing is, assuming the zombie Canadians just want to keep zombieing, who cares? That's all they want to do. They want to stop. Don't care what anyone else is doing. No one cares what I'm doing. I just want to get her done, get on with my life. Right? And the polite Canadians are like, well, not so sure. I don't want to not give a crap about what someone's doing and make them put up with me, have them not give a crap about me, and then not get along with each other and then decide to go bother strangers once we're sick of bothering each other. Right? How do they get along? Can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with offense? Right? So once again, I picture a beautiful June, July, summer day in Toronto. Beautiful city, great place, great people, some zombies, and how do you make sure everybody can get along and do what they want and have a good time? And that is possibly with offense. So, you could have certain bars or restaurants with patios saying polite Canadian patio, right? This is a polite Canadian patio. You can have signs there, you can have whatever. Somebody bothers people and then lies about bothering people. So they bother people and they bother you again by lying about it. It's just more garbage, right? You just got to toss them, right? If some rude, sketchy, crazy homeless person or whoever was in the mall, before you say everyone bother everyone near me, yeah, bump into people, yeah. Then the security would have to be like, hey, excuse me, sir, yeah. If you got to stop, you got to go. What are you talking about? Look, we got cameras, we saw you, just knock it off, right? So, polite Canadians can go to the polite Canadian patio, right? And they've got a fence there. They've got a fence. So they put up the fence around the patio, and they've got security guards there, $20-25 an hour. They might have, a couple of tasers or bear spray or something in case some of the zombieing is too bad, or people inside the patio are enjoying themselves too much, and zombies are just super excited to attack them, like World War Z in the movie when the people started singing inside the Jerusalem wall. The zombies that were fairly cool when people are, in disguise, as quiet, messed up, not as worth bothering. But the more they act human, the more worth bothering they are. Right? That's when the zombies in the movie World War Z with Brad Pitt. First, when they were behind a wall, a huge 500-foot wall, and there was a bunch of people behind the wall for safety in the movie World War Z, and they were fairly quiet. And the zombies were just, whatever, they just do what they do. They just stumble around, bump into each other, they just bump up against the wall, kind of half-heartedly, right? But then, when the people behind the wall started singing, we are happy, we are free, the zombies cannot bother me, right? They started singing about how happy they were, then the zombies got super excited to bother them, right? So they started climbing over each other just to climb up that 500-foot wall, and then go over the wall, right? Because they were so excited. That's why a lot of people have to disguise themselves as zombies, in Canada. They'd be like, no, everything sucks. No, I'm a mess. No, everything sucks. I'm a mess. I'm not worth bothering that much. That's fine. No, look, I'm sketchy. No, I'm a mess too. Okay, what? Force me over you? No, sketchy, mess too. No, it's fine. Mess. See, zombies. What, really? Oh, okay, fine. And they go look for someone else to bother. Right? So, on a beautiful day in July 2019 in Toronto, Canada, you could have a polite Canadian patio. It's got polite Canadian patio signs, sign there. It's got a fence, a big fence there. It's got some, security guys or whatever. And they say you can't get worked up and act rude and sketchy here, right? This is for people in Toronto, in the greater Toronto area, that are polite and busy or friendly to be respected. They don't see people they know often enough, and if they're going to go to a patio and spend, $50, $100 at the patio on some booze and some food, and they're going to see people they don't know that well, they're going to want to look at and talk to and listen to each other and be nice to each other, and not have zombies bored of bothering each other near them decide to bother them instead. Right? Otherwise you're sitting there, hey, how's it going? Good. And somebody near you is like, hey, I forced them to see me look ugly until they don't like me. That forced me to see them look ugly, and then we can't talk. Hey, what are you guys doing? You're talking? Hey, forced you to see me look ugly instead. Well, you don't talk. See me look ugly. Yeah, no, I like it. I hate it. Right? So they're like, we can't get along. What's the point of going out in Toronto, sitting on a patio, dropping some cash, seeing your old friend, right? Can we do that outside in Canada, in the public? Or do we have to go to like the privacy of our own home, where we can sit there in the basement, not be too loud in case zombies, hear us and break through the window and try and force them to look ugly or whatever, right? What are we supposed to do? Right? So, patio, July 2019, polite Canadian patio. You've got security, you've got the giant fence, and you've got, nice polite Canadian ladies and gentlemen in the patio area, bartenders, waitresses, busboys, who all agree not to get worked up and force people to put up with them until they don't like each other. Right? Because that's what they want to do. And then outside the fence, you've got the zombie Canadians, who just want to get worked up and bother people who are nice to each other until you don't like them. Right? And what the zombie Canadians can do, since they like being ignored, and they like the process of turning people into zombies more than actually dealing with a zombie. Once you're a zombie, you're a zombie. You're as annoying to them as they're annoying to you. Right? But if they can try and turn people into zombies, that's when they start running and get excited and get all worked up, and that's the thrill of the hunt. Right? So, can polite Canadians and zombie Canadians get along with a fence? Yes. You put up a big fence there, security guards, whatever, and while people behind the fence are just relaxing and talking and joking around or whatever, the zombie Canadians are smashing against the fence. And while the Canadians there are laughing and joking and whatever, oh, the Raptors had a great season, didn't they? Oh, they sure did. That was awesome. Oh, man. It's like, man, we should go to, we should get season tickets next year. Are you serious? For real? Yeah, let's go in. Tell you what, the four of us will get them. We'll split the price. We'll take, 20 games or 10 games each, and bring friends. What do you think? Oh, that's a great idea, man. Who do you think we should call? And they're talking or making plans to have more fun later, right? And as the zombie Canadians see those nice, polite, happy Canadians who can look, walk, talk, and feel great, they get so excited to attack. It's, smash against the fence, force you to look ugly, and they bounce off. I thought yesterday I was behind a glass window at Starbucks. They were doing the same thing, smashing against the window. And so, that's how they can get along. Polite Canadians and zombie Canadians can get along, and then it's fine. Right? If you're out and about, just politely ignore it, look away, whatever, don't bother them, they enjoy being ignored. Let other people know they can relax and mind their business. You're not going to bother them, you're not going to encourage this person to bother them. And if they want, then they can be friendly with you and you can be friendly with them. Right? It's not impossible to. Right? It's not like impossible. Because you make it known. If you disguise yourself as a zombie, then other people think they have to zombie with you. Right? It's like, no, I'm a mess, no, sketchy zombie. I know, you love it. You love forcing people to see you look ugly, they don't like you, but I'm forcing you to see me look ugly, and not as much fun, is it? Right. So they go off to the next one. Right? The problem with that is that nobody knows they can relax and get along with you. Right? So it kind of kills that. So if you go along with it, if you're just trying to be nice, humor people, then you can't, and plus you might get into it, or you might, make it hard to talk, or you might whatever, and then you turn into a zombie too. Right? So, my response is polite Canadians and zombie Canadians can get along with offense if they insist on being polite Canadians who politely show and get respect, teach kids to communicate well, and have a good time. And if zombie Canadians insist on being zombies who get worked up and bother people, make it hard to talk about that or everything else, and it's hard to even be near people, let alone look at, talk to, people or whatever, right? So clearly they can get along if that's the interest. Does that make sense? There you go. Just being practical, everybody should get along. Diversity is our strength. All sorts of different people in the city. Actually, unity is our strength. Unity, being nice, polite Canadians, isn't our strength, so we don't worry about if people are different. As long as they're nice, who cares? Right? Diversity is not our strength. Unity and being polite Canadians is our strength, but they attack that by saying, you're not diverse enough. Canada? The most diverse Western country in the world. Nope. Feel guilty. Feel bad. It's like, it's so stupid. It is dumb. Right? But again, if people respect each other and can communicate well, then they can laugh about this stuff. It's like any other stupid thing people say or do or you hear. Right? You can laugh about it. It's not a big deal. It's not like, oh no, so scared. Oh, what do you say? What do you say? No. You're nice to me. I'm nice to you. Now, we can be smart, attractive, so on. Right? So, anyway. BK Black Krishna from manforwars.com. Feel free to support the manforwars.com efforts as you'd like. I've got the last couple of years and a couple million people on video, and either nothing is happening, which is fine, because I hate bothering people. I always feel bad. Nothing is happening. Nobody can do anything, and nobody did do anything. Or something is happening. Somebody could do something. Somebody did do something. People go, oh, okay. And then you kind of leverage that, or whatever else, you think is appropriate. Right? Best you can do for where you live. Well, what can you do? Right? So, that is what it is. Anyway, so BK Black Krishna from manforwars.com. It is 4:25 p.m. on Saturday, February 23rd, 2019. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.